Hi there, my name is Rachel Chu, and I'm the scheduling supervisor here with Community Living London. Today I'm here to train you on published shifts in CARM. Published shifts allow supervisors to post open shifts in CARM, and this includes both shifts available to the location only, as well as shifts available to all part-time staff. So when supervisors publish shifts in CARM, they will notify the team or all staff via email that shifts are now published in CARM. They will provide a deadline for staff to respond. Staff will then log into CARM, submit their availability for the shifts before the shift deadline. After the shift deadline, the supervisors will go into CARM, fill the shifts based on all of the ESA and collective agreement scheduling rules, and notify the team then that the schedule is updated. So let's begin. When you log in, you will see a shifts button on the right hand side that is red and blinking. This button is notifying you that there are open shifts. To view the list of open shifts, click on the button. A new browser will open. If a new browser does not open, please make sure your pop-up blockers are turned off. You can make these changes in your internet settings. The new window that opens is called the Backfill Shift Interest window. The default backfill location dropdown is set to any. This option allows you to view all open shifts available to all part-time staff across the agency. If you wish to restrict your search to a specific location, simply select the appropriate location from the drop-down menu. You can only view shifts that are available to all part-time staff and that are available to locations for which you are trained. The default date is set to today until forever. You can change the search options by using this little ... calendar icon. Select the appropriate date, and that will change your search. There are two additional filters, include filled and include ignored. Include filled allows you to view shifts that have already passed. Include ignored allows you to view shifts you chose to previously ignore, meaning you are not available for the shift. This will make more sense as we go through the training. So ensure your search engine is set to the desired criteria and click Submit. You will now see a list of open shifts for which you can submit availability. The post is the location of the shift. The details section allows you to see any certain important notes about the shift. For example, the open shift is 7 to 2. The shift date column identifies the open shift date. The shift time identifies the open shift time. Please note the shift time may be different than the actual open hours for the shift. If the full shift, the full 7 to 3, does not require backfill, then the actual open hours are listed in the details section. So the details section allows us some flexibility to change the backfill times for the shift. The requirements section allows you to see for whom the shift is available. So as you can see, if I'm a staff that is trained at the home on Catherine Drive and Butler, I can see the shifts only posted to Butler and Catherine Drive. If the field is blank, it means the shift has been sent to all part-time staff across the agency. So all part-time staff are welcome to submit availability. The request status allows me to see my action on the shift. So you can see I've already submitted availability for some shifts. Shifts that I previously chose to ignore, and if I wish to be able to see them in this list, you're going to have to use the include ignored filter option at the top that we discussed at the beginning of the training. You'll be able to see the response deadline, which is the shift open shift deadline. You can see some deadlines have passed. So once a deadline has passed, the shift becomes locked and you are no longer able to submit availability or change your availability. So this last column also allows you to take action on the shift. So if it's before the shift deadline, so before December 18th in this example, you can choose to be interested or ignore. So if I choose to ignore the shift, during the same login attempt, if I have changed my mind, I no longer wish to ignore the shift, I can click reinstate and now submit availability for that shift. Again, if you choose to ignore it, you log out, you log back in, you want to be able to see that shift, you're going to need to include ignored, click that filter option. If you want to submit availability for the shift, you're going to click interested. As you can see, my status has changed to interested, and you can see when I submitted availability. If my availability changes, I can click no longer interested, and it will change back to the 2 options, and I can click ignore. You can change your availability as many times as you want before the shift deadline. If you are only available for a partial shift, or there's any important comments you want to make about the shift, so for example, only available from 7 to 12, you can include those notes and click interested. These notes are passed directly to the supervisor that's completing the scheduling, so when they go to do the scheduling, they'll be able to have the information at hand, such as I'm only available from 7 to 12. CARM has also added a neat feature for you to easily view your schedule for the shift date that you're looking at. So if you click on the shift date, so for example, I want to see if I'm actually open on December 15th, you can click on that and a new browser window will appear. Again, if this does not appear, then you need to check your internet settings and ensure your pop-up blockers are turned off. It will show me my schedule shift for that date that I had inquired about. I can move through this calendar feature by clicking the previous day, moving forward, and also using the ... calendar icon. I'm also able to see my hours for the work week and my hours for the pay period. So this allows you to check your hours and also make sure that when you are submitting availability that you're in compliance with all the scheduling rules. So I'm just closing that window now. So after this shift deadline, you will receive communication from the supervisor filling the shift that the schedule is updated. So it's your responsibility to then check your CARM schedule and report for all shifts for which you are scheduled. So I'm just going to close this window right now and go back to the home screen. So for all staff shifts, so these are ones that are available to all part-time staff in the agency. If you wish to obtain more information about any of the locations, just hover the mouse over the published shifts document on the left-hand side, and this is a nice chance as a friendly reminder that our scheduling procedures are also posted on the in CARM in this area. So you're going to click the location information sheet, and CARM will allow you to then download the document. So I've previously downloaded it, so I'm just going to open it. And as you'll see, I'll be able to access the location information for all locations across the agency. You'll be able to see the address, the description, any important notes about the shift, and the supervisor of the location if you have any questions about the shift. So keeping in mind any shifts that are single staffed, we will include that information in the details section. And if you have not been to that location before and you will be single staffed, the shift will start 1 hour before the shift start time so that you have some overlap for some brief orientation to the location. So that concludes our training on published shifts. Thank you all for your time and attention.